The joy of learning biology, right here online for you and me. Explore the wonder with Bioclass.
Bioclass, Plant Histology Crush Course, Plant Tissues Covered. Pause for a moment. Can you name any plant tissue before I show you the answer? Plant tissues can be categorized into meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. The meristematic tissues can divide by mitosis to form new cells. Watch my lesson on growth and development in plants. There are mainly three: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Permanent tissues are categorized into simple and complex tissues. Simple tissues are usually made up of only one type of cell. They include Parenchyma tissue, Collenchyma, and Sclerenchyma. The complex tissues are made up of more than one type of cell. They include the xylem and the phloem. The xylem is made up of tracheids, vessels, and xylem parenchyma. The phloem is made up of sieve tube elements, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and fibers, parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma cells are usually spherical. They are unspecialized living cells forming the bulk of the packing tissue within the plant. They are metabolically active and may also store food. When tightly packed and turgid, they provide support for herbaceous plants. Air spaces around parenchyma cells allow the exchange of gases to take place. Structure of the parenchyma tissue. It is made up of packed cells, an irregular arrangement with air spaces. The cells are unspecialized, making them able to perform numerous functions. Look closely. What do you think is the function of this tissue? Comment your guess below. Functions and distribution. The cells are unspecialized and form a packing tissue between more specialized tissues, as in the central pith of stems and outer cortex of stems and roots. They provide support in herbaceous plants and non-woody parts of a woody plant. When the cells are turgid, they become tightly packed. The cells are metabolically active and are the sites of many of the vital activities of the plant body. The tissue is made up of air spaces. It is used for the storage of gases and gaseous exchange. The gases are used for respiration and photosynthesis. These cells are also sites for the storage of food, most notably in storage organs, such as potato tubers, where the cortex stores starch. The thin walls of parenchyma cells are important pathways of water and mineral salt transport through the plant. Try this challenge. Can you compare this tissue with one found in animals? Adaptations of parenchyma for its functions. Cells contain chloroplasts for photosynthesis. Leucoplasts, e.g., amyloplasts, store food such as starch. Large vacuoles with sap and solutes maintain turgidity for support. Chromoplasts in petals provide color that attracts pollinators. Cells are isodiametric, spherical, or elongated, enabling them to act as packing tissue between specialized cells. Thin, permeable, and transparent cellulose walls allow free passage of materials, including water and light. Vacuolated cells offer ample storage space for various substances. If parenchyma had a slogan, it would be, "We do everything, but we don't complain." Cell walls contain cellulose pectins and hemicelluloses, contributing to structural support. The tissue is unspecialized, allowing it to perform diverse functions. Numerous intercellular spaces facilitate efficient gaseous exchange through diffusion.
Collenchyma tissue. This is made up of living cells having cells with additional cellulose deposited in the corners. They are elongated and important in growing stems, since they can stretch. Deposition of extracellulose provides them with extra mechanical strength. Collenchyma is like that friend who supports everyone, but still bends under pressure. Functions. Collenchyma is a mechanical tissue and provides support to organs where it is found. It strengthens and provides support in young plants, herbaceous plants, and leaves. Quick check. If this tissue were damaged, what part of the plant would fail first? Location. It appears as a solid mass in dicotyledonous leaves running through the midrib and provides support to the vascular bundles. It is found in stems and petioles located towards the periphery to provide more support. Adaptation of Collenchyma to its function. Cells are living and can grow and stretch, thus providing mechanical strength without imposing limitations on the growth of other cells around them, allowing continued growth in young stems and leaves. Located towards the periphery of the organ, just below the epidermis in the outer regions of the cortex, to increase its support value in stems and petioles. Deposition of extracellulose at the corners of cells leads to the development of unevenly thickened cell walls to provide mechanical support. Cells are polygonal, closely packed, and elongated parallel to the longitudinal axis of the organ, where they are found to provide support in mechanical strength Sclerenchyma tissue. Structure. This is made up of dead cells when mature, and it is incapable of growth. Sclerenchyma cells have large deposits of lignin on the primary cell wall with no cell contents. The primary cell walls have pits made up of plasmodesmata strands. Where lignin fails to be deposited, it is made up of sclerides and fibers. Sclerides are roughly spherical. They are usually found in small groups in fruits and seeds, cortex, pith, and phloem. Their arrangement in groups results in combined support fibers or elongated cells. They provide the main supporting tissue of many mature stems. They are associated with vascular bundles and form a hollow cylinder below the epidermis. Before I continue, tell me, which plant organ do you think needs this tissue the most? Functions of Sclerenchyma. Fibers are for support, while sclerides are for support or mechanical protection. Hollow structures permit easy flow of materials. Narrow lumens facilitate capillarity in the fibers of the phloem. Adaptations of Sclerenchyma to its function. Sclerids are found in groups in the cortex, pith, phloem, fruits, and seeds, where they confer firmness or rigidity. Have elongated fibers and spherical sclerids, closely packed together to provide mechanical support. The primary cell wall is heavily thickened and lignified with heavy deposits of lignin, with great tensile and compression strength for support and mechanical protection. High tensile strength of lignified walls prevents breakage on stretching. The high compression strength of lignified walls prevents buckling or crushing under pressure.
Fibers are arranged into strands or sheets of tissue that extend longitudinally to provide a combined collective strength. Ends of cells of fibers interlock with the tapering ends of one another, increasing the combined supportive strength compound plant tissues. These form the vascular tissues, xylem and phloem, made up of more than one type of cell. I'm about to reveal something students always confuse. Can you predict it? Xylem. This consists of parenchyma cells and fibers together with two specialized types of cells, vessels and tracheids. These tissues are both dead, and their role is to provide support and transport water and minerals. Function: to transport water and mineral salts. Xylem works so hard transporting water, it deserves a salary at this point. Tracheids. They are single cells, elongated with heavily lignified walls, and there are no cell contents. Their cells are spindle-shaped and arranged in rows with overlapping ends. They have tapering end walls that overlap with adjacent tracheids. They provide mechanical strength and support to the plant. They are dead with empty lumens when mature. Vessels. A xylem vessel has a long, continuous, hollow, tube-like structure formed by many dead cells, vessel elements. Arranged end-to-end, key structural features include: no cytoplasm forms a clear passage for water flow. Lignified, thick walls strengthen the vessel and prevent collapse under pressure. Pits, bordered pits in the walls, allow sideways movement of water between vessels. Wide lumen reduces resistance to water flow. End walls are perforated or completely absent, creates a continuous water column. Have a torus to regulate the movement of water sideways. Have thickenings like annular thickenings to provide extra strength, xylem parenchyma. This occurs in both primary and secondary xylem. It has thin cellulose cell walls and living contents. The ray parenchyma in the vascular cambium forms the medullary rays, which maintain a living link through the wood between the pith and the cortex functions. Food storage, deposition of tannins, crystal, radial transport of food and water, gaseous exchange through the intercellular spaces, xylem fibers. They are short and narrower than tracheids and have thicker walls. They have pits. They have overlapping ends. They confer additional support, adaptations of xylem for its function. Mature cells lose their contents, forming hollow, unobstructed tubes for water movement. Vessels and tracheids are long and aligned end to end, creating continuous pathways for water transport. Vessel end walls are dissolved, allowing a free and uninterrupted water column. Vessels, tracheids, and fibers are dead at maturity, giving the xylem strong mechanical support. Their narrow lumens enhance capillary action and help maintain a stable water column. The small lumens also give high tensile strength, preventing collapse under the tension of transpiration pull. Lignin in the cell walls increases rigidity and strengthens adhesion between water and the walls. Xylem fibers have heavily lignified, thick walls that add extra structural support. Numerous pits in tracheids and vessels allow lateral movement of water and dissolved minerals. Tracheids have elongated, tapering ends with bordered pits that permit water transfer between cells. Xylem parenchyma remains living, enabling storage, defense through tannin and crystal deposition, radial transport of substances, and gaseous exchange via intercellular spaces. Phloem. Phloem is made up of sieve tube elements, companion cells. Parenchyma, fibers and sclerides, function to transport manufactured food substances. If phloem could talk, it would say, "Sweetness, sugar, yes, please, I deliver it all. Sieve tube elements. Sieve tubes are formed by the end-to-end fusion of sieve tube elements and the partial breakdown of the cross walls between them to form sieve plates. The cell walls are thickened with cellulose and pectin. The cells lack a nucleus, and the cytoplasm is confined to the edges of the cell. They have a living cytoplasm, which is dependent on the nucleus and active cytoplasm of an adjacent companion cell. Sieve tubes form long, tube-like structures that translocate solutions of organic solutes like sucrose throughout the plant. Cytoplasmic filaments also help in the movement of substances. Final task. Rate your understanding of plant tissues from 1 to 10 in the comments. Companion cells. A companion cell contains numerous mitochondria for the production of the energy required for active loading of glucose. It has a nucleus to control the activities of the cell. Adaptations of phloem for its function. Sieve tube elements are elongated and aligned end to end, forming continuous channels for the transport of organic substances. Sieve plates with perforated pores reduce resistance and allow smooth flow between adjacent sieve elements. Sieve elements lack nuclei and have a thin peripheral cytoplasm, creating maximum space for translocation. Cytoplasmic filaments containing contractile phloem protein help move solutes along the sieve tubes. Companion cells produce energy for the movement of manufactured food. Transfer cells, modified companion cells, have many membrane enfoldings that increase surface area for active loading of solutes. Cellulose microfibrils in phloem walls provide strength and prevent collapse under pressure. Sclerides and phloem fibers reinforce the tissue and resist pressure, especially in older or secondary phloem. Phloem parenchyma, found in medullary rays and vertical strands, stores materials and participates in radial transport similar to xylem parenchyma. Thank you for watching.